Welcome, I'm Sean MacDermott, Chief Instrument Flight Instructor at Vincennes University. In this video, you'll learn how to recover from unusual flight attitudes. The term unusual attitudes refers to the aircraft's orientation in relation to the horizon, so its pitch and its bank. An unusual attitude is any time that the aircraft is in an attitude that the pilot did not expect. Procedure for recovery must be followed precisely. Sometimes it may not seem strictly necessary to follow the full procedure, but it's important that pilots learn to follow these procedures every time to avoid those nasty situations where it would be critical. We're going to break unusual attitudes down into two categories: a nose-high unusual attitude and a nose-low unusual attitude. With the nose-high unusual attitude, your primary consideration is the potential of the aircraft stalling. The first instrument that you want to observe when you recognize that you may be in an unusual attitude is the airspeed indicator to determine your overall trend in airspeed. In a nose-high unusual attitude, you would see that the airspeed is decreasing. You would also see that the attitude indicator shows a positive pitch, that the altimeter is showing an increase in altitude, and that the vertical speed indicator is showing an increasing rate of climb. The first step to recovery is to apply full power, and then you can simultaneously roll the wings to level and add forward elevator pressure to decrease the pitch back to level flight. Be sure to use the rudder to stay coordinated while you're conducting this maneuver. For a nose-low unusual attitude, your primary concern is to avoid overstressing the aircraft. So to stop the buildup of airspeed, reduce the power to idle. Then we roll the wings to level and then pitch the nose to level. Avoid attempting to pitch toward level while the wings are still banked. It's important that you follow this procedure to avoid adding additional back pressure while the aircraft is in a turn, which could lead to structural damage or an accelerated stall. So again, roll the wings to level first and then pitch the nose to level for a nose-down unusual attitude. The best way to avoid or to recover from an unusual attitude is to prevent yourself from ever getting into one in the first place. Ways to help avoid this include keeping your flight deck organized. Keep charts and procedures, anything that you might need to retrieve while you're flying, in a familiar and recognizable, easily retrievable location so that you don't have to go digging through the back seat looking for your tablet. Avoid prolonged periods of not looking at the flight instruments. For instance, when you may be programming in a complex flight plan or investigating malfunction or unusual condition of some sort. Thank you for joining me to learn about unusual attitudes. Remember, the best way to address them is to prevent them. Look for our other flight videos to learn additional safe takeoff, flight, and landing procedures.